Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Into the Woods. We're excited that you are here. We are at the end of the week, right? So we're taping this on Friday. So we've had a full week and excited that we're going into the weekend. This is Dwayne.
This is Denise.
This is Danita.
And Into the Woods. So our names are Woods, and we're talking about different things that's going on with us. Sometimes people find themselves in the woods, and our idea is that we talk together. Maybe you find some commonality with what we do and what we say, and you feel some of the ways that we do, and we can all come out of the woods together. So glad that you're here. So guys, how was your week?
Good.
Mm-hmm. It was
Good.
It was great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So school's in full swing. Jobs. Back and forth. Danita and I were just talking before you came on, Denise, about this has been a really busy time for me because I've done, of course, I'm doing my social media stuff and my online stuff, and I've done a video every day starting from the beginning of August, and so it's been jumping. And Danita, I know you've been doing some stuff as well. What have you been working on?
Oh, I just been trying to get comfortable with being on camera. Well, I'm on with you guys, but for my own stuff, just making videos and trying to get comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been doing and creating per usual.
And creating. Okay. Denise, I actually thought about you. I sent you guys a link to a show that I was going to be on with James Riley. He's a guy out in California, and he actually is an educator, and he works with special needs children. Mm-hmm. And so his content that he is going to be doing is along those lines, creating content for parents of special needs, other teachers on how to do different things. And I think he's even going to be doing some stuff for the kids themselves. So first of all, shout out James Riley. Riley's World is his channel, Mr. James Riley, and he's James Riley's World. So go ahead and check him out, guys, if you're there. But anyway, so he's an educator, and I thought about you as I was talking with him. I said, yeah, Denise can do this stuff. I think he's talking about doing a video on trees or something, a short on trees.
Oh,
okay, sure.
Well, it's funny because this week I was scrolling as I usually do, looking at my second love, which is cosmetics. And I have to find something, and they're like, "Okay, do you want to be an affiliate? Do you want to work?" And get enough. I said, "Okay, fine. Let me go ahead, submit the information, and they'll either say yes or they'll say no." And surprisingly enough, they said yes. So now,
good.
So now, once I do everything, they're going to, I guess, be sending me stuff, and now I have to be on camera. So,
nice.
So that's certain things that I've been doing too. So
now, do you do a lot of shopping on Amazon, Denise?
Yeah. I've been trying to slow down, but I scroll.
So. But you see all those people that are on there. I mean, that's what they do. Like Kirk Nugent, the guy I listen to, he has a show on Amazon, and he basically gets products. Mm-hmm. He reviews them, or and I'm jumbling a lot of thoughts in my head, but things that you already use, right? If you create a show, you can actually demo those things on Amazon, and when people purchase those things, then you get some benefit from it. Now you have to. I think you have to. I don't think. You have to have a little bit of a following because they want you to have certain numbers before they will let you in the system. But this is a great time to get into that space.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to dip my toe in. I was surprised that they even said yes to me. So now I have to be on there saying, "Oh, use this lipstick. It's perfect, whatever." So I have to be able to start doing those different things. But it's exciting for me because that's like my second love. I have teaching and I have that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take issue with something you just said. We're not dipping no toes in. We putting our foot. We putting the foot, the whole foot.
The whole foot.
The
I'll
whole
dip my
foot.
whole foot in. So
But you know what I
I'm,
think about when I think dipping
I'm
your
really
toe? It's kind of like you go into the beach or you go
uh-huh.
to, the pool and the water's cold and you put your foot in. And if it's too cold, you pull it back.
Right, right, right.
Right. So we want that. We want to
Yeah,
just plop, plop,
just
just
pop it.
whoosh and just go under and woohoo. Okay.
I'm
Now it's
excited.
good. I'm
I'm
back in.
excited. I'm scared, but I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's good. I mean, the creator space and I love, so you guys picked a good conversation to have. So I love the creator space because there's so many people that are out there. And for instance, I'm on my screen right now. I'm listening to some people who are creators, and just to be able to learn from them is amazing. And I wish if I had my perfect world, I would like be learning all the time. I'd be learning all the time. I mean, creating stuff, but be learning. Okay, let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try this.
Okay.
My setup here continually changes because I'm always trying to find and try new things. So I'm excited for you guys, both of you, for both of what you're going to be doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's all because of you, though. So, but thank you
You're welcome.
for
I'm glad I
encouraging us
could.
to even think about it. So,
Glad
thank
I
you so
could
much.
participate. Yeah. But the days of just doing one thing in your life, that's kind of going away, right? People are multifaceted, and so for a long time, for instance, Denise, people were teachers and they loved cosmetics,
Yes.
but they only taught. And now people are saying, no, I can do both. I can, and
Yeah.
you've got to rearrange your time and,
Yeah.
how you do it. But now you can do both. And the world is such that you can have a voice, even though you're not the big cosmetic company. And that's what's beautiful about all this. Danita, you can write a journal and you can put it out there for people to consume without being a big publishing house, right? And that's what's beautiful about the space that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So, and not to give away your work product, right? But if you had to create a show, Denise. Yeah, I'm picking on you. Yeah, I know. Yeah. If you had to create a show, what would you think that would kind of look like?
Oh, I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Being honest, in my honest space
Oh yeah,
that I've
that's
been
fine.
trying to be in lately,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. Like I said, with this that just fell into my lap a couple of days, I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, how Denise, what are you doing? As I've been telling you guys for a while, I've been searching and listening or whatever. So
Right.
I'm not sure. I don't know how to answer this question.
Okay.
Just being honest.
Right. And yeah, it evolves, right? So it gets defined. Excuse me. It gets defined as you step out and as you do it. You begin to see, oh yeah, I like this part of it. Don't like that part of it. Oh, I like to do it this way. And being able to connect with your audience, whoever those people are going to be, is going to help define what you do anyway, right? Because they're gonna like things, and you guys are gonna mesh, and your persona is gonna come out, your content is gonna evolve, and so that's yeah. So and so the same feelings, same emotions, same hormones that occur when people are afraid are the same hormones that come out when people are excited. And so sometimes people feel that same thing and they think it's fear. They feel like, oh, I'm afraid. Well, no, it's just your body preparing you for the next thing you're about to do.
Okay.
I
True.
love it. And Danita, you sent me some video. You're working on kind of crafting your message to people.
Right.
How's that? How did that go this week?
It went pretty well. I was scared, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily like to be in the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to and the books, I have to stop saying it. Journals are on Amazon. So for me that's great. But
Right.
then nobody knows they're on Amazon. So now I have to come forward and kind of present and try to kind of explain where how it came to be and
Mm-hmm.
such.
Right.
So, but it was fun. It was fun. My first one that I did. I was nervous, but as I went through with it,
Mm-hmm.
it got better. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so
And it comes. And you the hope is that when that you show up, and even though it may not be the thing you like to do most, that is being on camera, that you show up, and after a while it's a natural tool that you're using to do the things that you want.
right. But the funny thing is, by the last book
Mm-hmm.
journal,
Right, the last journal.
it was fun. It became fun for me. I'm like, oh, this is great. And so
Yeah.
in that last video, I said it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun for me.
Right.
But the fair was, which is the first journal, the fair was to actually do it. And so
Right.
once you dip your toe, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then put your foot in it, it
Right.
becomes really easy. You discover that you actually love it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my experience this week.
And to just continue to talk about that, the beauty of the space that both of you are entering, is as you begin building that community. And I mean, for both of you, but Danita specifically for you right now, I think you've got an Instagram account, right?
Yes.
And so I think the simplest thing to do is to forget about telling people about the journal if you're not quite ready there, but begin sharing with them in 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or whatever, the journal, right? Share part of your quote from the journal, and how that impacted you today. And hey guys, I was looking at the fear journal, and I was thinking about when I wrote this quote, and I mean, whatever that is. And so you begin, because people buy from you, and people listen to you when they know, like, and trust you.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they know, like, and trust you. So when they know, like, and trust you, then you begin to build a community, and okay, yeah, look at that, they're coming back, and so forth. So
But that was my thought, but then it just turned into really long. So I have to learn how to shorten it. But,
well, not necessarily. You just take the ones that you've done and you cut it up.
Oh, okay.
Right? I mean, you do what you do. You say it.
Right.
Until you learn how to do that, and then you just go back and say, and you cut it into 30-second, 60-second little clips, and you post that clip.
Okay. All right. I'll
Done.
look into that.
And I use let's see, what's that software that I use? I don't know if it's on the Android. It's called CapCut. CapCut. CapCut.
So I have something that I downloaded called KindMaster.
Oh, okay.
So I do have that, and I did test it out. It works pretty well. So I mean, I can use that and see if I could do what you suggested, and then there might be something on Instagram.
Go for it. Go for it. Because as long as you don't do it, the people who need to see it can't see it.
I know. Which is funny.
Look at that. Oh man. What did I just say?
So I mean, I was speaking to one of the ladies at work, and she was telling me how she wants to do this and do that, but I'm scared and I want to change. And I was like, okay, I'm going to gift you the change journal.
There you go. That's right.
You need to write about it.
And that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Cool. So I'm gonna come up. Yeah, Denise, you need to do something on trees. Just do a video on trees. A tree is a green. They make chlorophyll, I'm Denise Woods.
Okay.
Thank you. Done.
I am a tree. And I
I'm
bloom.
a tree. I'm a tree. Or look at me. I've got what you got to give me some colors. What kind of color you got on your lips?
Green leaves.
No, for the cosmetic part.
Oh, no, you can. Really?
So, look at me. I've got this thing right here, and here's my lipstick.
Yeah, but you know what? I've been trying to envision what I would do or what I would look like because I'm so fearful to absolutely be on camera and look
Hmm.
silly. I mean, I'm cool here talking with you guys, and sometimes I'm silly or whatever. But for the most part, I'm like, what am I gonna say? Because I know they're watching, right? So they're like, she can't sell our product, right? So,
But here's the thing, right? So the I was gonna say nasty, dirty, but that's not the phrase the word are you use. The natural, just you showing up,
right,
right, is what people want to see,
right,
right? So I want to see the real Denise telling me about this thing. I don't want to see the made up Denise, the one that's perfect, because I'm not perfect.
Right.
right,
I was like, well, I mean, sure, she that's fine for her, but that's not gonna work for me. I don't, right?
right.
But when the real Denise says, "Hey, look at this thing," then it's like, "Oh yeah, she's because she's just like me. She's just one of us."
Right.
So sometimes the made up, fixed up one takes us longer to kind of get to people because they're like, "Oh yeah, that's not probably gonna work for me because she's different than I am."
Right.
Yeah.
They
So
can't relate.
and then I'll tell you the camera hitting live or hitting the record button can sometimes seem daunting. But like Danita said, I mean, once you do it a couple of times and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it is what it is. Right.
Right. Well, that's what I'm talking about. The initial, right? Initially, you're
Well,
very
you already
okay.
did it. You already did an initial one.
I'm sorry.
You already did an initial one. You did,
When?
yeah. You back in August. You already went live. Done. So that's checked
That one
off. Whew.
time that has been negated.
That's one
Void.
time though, but that's what I'm saying. That's the
Again.
first time. It's done. You can't count. You're not a first timer anymore.
What? Hi.
No,
I'm here.
you're
I'm
not.
afraid, but I'm gonna do it. My name's Denise Wood. What's the
Yeah.
paper? Blah blah blah.
Boom, done. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're not a first timer anymore. You can't claim that anymore.
Okay. All right. All right. So you're taking that from me. I
Yeah,
take it.
I'm taking that from you. It's kind of like when go to people's house and they say the guests get to eat first. Well, you're not a guest anymore.
Okay.
Once you've been there one time, you're done. Denise, you didn't do it, right?
What?
Did you do the leader?
I did one.
You did one? Okay. Did I miss that? Did I know that you did one?
No, you did. You saw it. You
Did I?
commented.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. You're not a first timer now. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not claiming that. I'm 8 videos in outside of this.
What? Look at that. 8 videos.
I can claim it.
So,
Denise said I can claim it. Okay, you can claim it. And I would Danita, I would and right now you're on Instagram and the idea really is to pick whatever platform that you're going to go on first and use that to until you get bigger and do other things. But shorts are the big thing right now, reels. 30 60-second reels
on
and
Instagram.
well, on all platforms. So shorts on YouTube calls it shorts. Facebook and Instagram calls it reels. I forgot what TikTok calls it.
Well, the thought was, like you said, do something small, like this is such and such, blah blah blah, really short, and then do the longer video, maybe on a reel or on YouTube or something like that. More of a conversation behind the journal.
Right.
10 minutes.
Well, so I'm gonna jump in. So what I would do is I would just do a video using the journal.
Period.
Don't tell me about the background yet, or the background is kind of a secondary thing, right? Because remember, people want solutions.
Okay.
For example, when I first started talking about coaching, right?
Right.
I would tell people about coaching. Right. Come to Dwayne Wood, for coaching. Well, they're not trying to get coaching. They're trying to get a solution for their problem.
Right.
So you'll hear me say now, right, if you're interested in getting unstuck, if you're uncertain of how to proceed in your life, if you have you have doubts, you're not quite sure where to go, I can help you with that, right? So now that resonates with people because they're like, oh yeah, I'm that's what I'm thinking. But if I say I'm a coach, come for coaching, they're like, what does that really mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So for instance, for journaling, right, you can say, okay, I got this fear journal and I've got this peace journal. I've got this, what's your other one? Peace, right. A change journal. Right. And they're like, well, okay, how does that relate to me?
Right.
But to sit down and while you're on screen, go through journaling. Say, hey guys, I'm doing my fear journal, and this is what I'm thinking right now. This is what I'm writing. This is, today this is such and such happened to me, and I'm just documenting it here. And that could be a 3-4 minute thing. It could be 60 seconds even, right? And so now people see, okay, all right, so journaling, I could journal about my fear. I could journal about peace. I could journal about change. And so every time you come on, you're doing one of the things from your journals, but you're showing them a solution to a problem that they're having.
Okay. I like that.
Right.
Yeah,
And Denise, you can talk about how your lips are more puffy and lighter and fluffy and so forth.
You're silly.
I was just saying.
I'm just gonna do this.
Hey, man, I'm telling you. So there's this guy, and shout out again. Hey, Sammy Cool. And I'm learning from Sammy, and Sammy is trying on the shorts. Sammy is trying to get his entire message, guys, into 5 seconds.
Wow.
Yes. So I did a short, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He succeeded or trying?
He's succeeded in some cases. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's working. And I tried one today. I didn't quite get it. Because my shorts are usually 60 seconds because I'm talking and explaining stuff. So now I've got to be creative and figure out how do I get my message into a place that short. So you got to be creative with that stuff. So what I did today was hemoglobin A1C is a marker of diabetes control, right? And the goal is that your hemoglobin A1C should be 6.5 or better, lower. And so what I did was I showed a high hemoglobin A1C, and then I showed a bunch of videos that's fast forward, like people jogging and swimming and eating better and da-da-da. And then the next one is a hemoglobin A1C of 6.5.
Oh, I mean, that's it.
Yeah. So and I wouldn't have thought about that if I hadn't been kind of watching Sammy. And also there's this guy, once again, Adam, I'm just shouting out to everybody, who's in a program that I'm in. And so he did a short, and he draws, right? So, sometimes you see the drawing where they speed it up.
Yeah.
Right. And so what he did was he took that idea and he showed a blank piece of paper. He showed a pencil and put the pencil up, and then pop, the whole picture showed up. So rather than showing the entire process of drawing the picture and so forth, he just showed a paper, a pencil, finished picture.
Right.
Okay.
And then you have the picture.
And you get a picture. So, so beautiful. And guys, shout out to all of you. Because I'm learning so much from everyone, right?
Yeah. You
so
take
cool.
a little bit from everywhere that applies to you.
A little bit from everywhere. Yeah. Cool. So what made Denise, And you said this thing just came, and you've been looking, you've been searching.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't really searching for something online, though. It was just whatever that came into your life that would fill that need or push you to where you wanted to go.
You mean you're talking about this opportunity here? Is that what you're referring to?
Right. You weren't necessarily looking for that. You just knew that you wanted something, and this came.
I just knew I wanted something, and I mean, I had purchased something from them, and I was surprised when, again, like I said, they dropped that in my email for that. So I mean, I've always loved cosmetics. I worked in cosmetics for a while. I'm always buying stuff. And Javon had told me just the other day.
Oh, that's right, you did. Can we say who you worked for?
I work for Iman.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like proprietary information.
And Jovan had said to me the other day, Mom, you have all these products, you use it, but every time I get some, I put one down and I use the other one, just like an influencer usually does. And I'm like, okay, this is good. I don't like this. Well, let me pick it back up. Let me see how it goes. He's like, you always do this. Why don't you just do a show using all the stuff? Because he's like, we can't move in here, Mom. He's exaggerating. But and I was thinking about it, and I went ahead and I purchased from this place. And then when they did it, I was like, wow, okay, well, maybe this is something that I could possibly do, you know, with them, as well as, you know, put Jovan's idea together. And so I was kind of liking it, as opposed to doing something outside of what I like to do. Because I like cosmetics and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So Danita, you were telling me that you started listening to someone, and as you guys hear, I mean, I'm calling all these names of people, and you know, this is not me name dropping. These are people that I'm out there listening to, that are impacting me, that are speaking into how I go about doing my stuff. And Danita, you were listening to somebody new to you who's been out there for a while. Tell us a little bit about that. Who is
Eric Thomas?
Eric Thomas. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just stumbled across him. I want to say yesterday morning. I tend to get up and start listening to things, and you know how YouTube just gives you new things to listen to, and he popped up, and I was just listening to him, and it's very inspirational.
Oh yeah.
Very inspirational. It makes you want to get up and get it done.
Right.
You know, so yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good. I like him.
And so one of the things that I help and work with people on is you have a goal, right? And creating a structure that helps you achieve the goal.
Yes.
Because a goal, and I'm gonna use the word goal, I'm gonna back into this a little bit. So having this thing in your head without a structure to get there is really just a dream.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we all dream, but we want to move out of the dreaming space into the implementation space, into the space where these dreams are now coming into reality.
Yeah.
And so that's where we all three of us, and if you're out there right now listening, this is where you got to be. And I was excited. I told you guys that I was listening to Osric. Osric, by the way, is our cousin, Ozzy the Lion. Right. So he has a podcast, and it's called the HOD podcast. I forgot what the whole thing stands for, but we were in New York. When, Danita? When did we have that thing? Way back when?
Way in April?
Was it in April?
It was in April.
And he was just kind of sharing the ideas, the stuff that he was planning to do, the things that he wanted to do. And I'm whenever I get the alerts whenever he's going live, and I'm so proud to say that he's my cousin, because he had an idea, a dream. He had this thing that he wanted to do, and I watch him do it, right? Yeah. And it's not in his head anymore. It's like this show that I'm sitting here watching him and watching how he flows and how he talks to his guests. And it's great to see the Don Lemons, and great to see the Guptas, and great to see the Dr. Oz and all those people. But it's good to see my folk who are starting out, who are, I mean, and if you look at his stuff, I mean, it's not, this is not any, fly by night thing, right? It looks good, and he's presenting it and so forth. But anyway, so my point in saying that was that I'm proud to see that, and that's where we need to be, where we are putting things in place, Denise, right? So you got this thing now, okay, and you sit down and say, okay, how do we get this going? What do I need to do? Danita, what is my structure? What are the things I'm doing? What is my flow going to be? Kind of developing those things so that it doesn't, because there are going to be times, right? And we talked about this a little while ago, Danita. There are going to be times when you don't feel like being on camera. You don't want to go on camera. You don't want to create any content. You're tired because we all have like day jobs.
Yes.
Right. So this is stuff that we're doing in the time that's left over from our day jobs. And so there are going to be times when your day job has taken so much out of you, and you come home and you're supposed to do a video, you're supposed to do a blurb, you're supposed to do a journal, you have this work that you're supposed to do, and you're like, man, I don't really want to do it.
Yep.
And the question is, what structure is in place so that those times don't derail all the stuff you're going to do?
Not only that, but I've just learned from ET is, why are you doing it? Right? We're always with the why, right. And if that's not strong enough with the structure and everything, because with the structure and everything, you can still say, you know what? I'll pick up that structure tomorrow.
Right.
Right? But you have to know why you're doing it. What is your end goal? And as long as that's strong enough, then you will always continue doing it.
Right. Love it. And for you guys who are listening, we're talking specifically now about content creation in the virtual space. Okay. But this could apply to anything that's going on in your life, anything that you have decided that you want to do, right? You want to open a store. You have a new product, a new idea, a new book, a new pamphlet, a new bag, a new shoe, a new purse, a new hairstyle. You're a barber and you have this new design that you want to do. You're a painter, you're an artist. You want a mural, you want to sculpt, a piece of pottery, you want to design a new pencil, whatever it is, right? It's the same process that we go through. And developing that why. Why am I doing that? Because the why, and let me come back and let me change a little bit of what I just said. I talked about all those things. This is the same thing I talk to my patients who have diabetes about.
Right.
Right. It's the why that's going to help you when you wake up in the morning, or when you don't want to check your blood sugar, or when you are just tired of pricking your finger, or when you're just tired of the quote unquote the constraints that you feel that you have on your eating and your diet and exercising and so forth. It's the why that's going to take you through that. Right? Just having an idea of what I want to do is not going to work. And I tell people, if you are relying on your relationship with me to keep you going, there are going to be times you're going to be sitting at the house and like, shoot, I don't care about Dr. Wood. I'm eating this piece of cake right here. Right? Because the last thing on your mind is going to be me. And so your why, right, for all the things that we do, if the why is big enough, then the why helps us.
Yeah. It pulls us.
Pulls us. I love that. Thank you, Danita. Thank you, Danita, through ET, or ET through Danita, or whatever. All right. So why? Now, hey, do you remember our first conversations on the show? And we were talking about quieting the inner voice.
Yes.
That was all about the why.
Yeah, it was.
You remember?
Yeah.
It was all about the why. But yeah, it shows up in so many different places. And what I'm learning is that the structures and the things that help success are universal.
Yeah.
And if you learn it in one area, you can then begin to extrapolate and replicate that into other areas. All right. So sometimes we want to jump from one place to the next, to jump from one place. Nah, learn it over here. Learn it there. I mean, if you're I don't know, whatever you are, right? It's like, okay, when I get over there, I'm going to learn it. No, learn it here, because it might be easier to learn it over here, where you are right now, when you don't have all the constraints and all the pressures and all the whatever else is going on. Learn it in a simple situation, and then you can blow it up. You can extrapolate it. You can, you can scale it, duplicate it. There you go.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's all success is. You find out what works, and then you just duplicate it over and over and over and over again. That's why they usually say, just don't. If it works, what's the phrase? Don't.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. You can add to it maybe a little bit, but don't go too far off. You might just not be successful in that thing. But that's all success is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta give another shout out. So shout out. This one is for my son Blake, who is now my content consultant and my media strategist. Right. So we hired him a little over a month ago. Hired him officially to work with us, and so I have all this stuff. Right. So hold on a second. Let me pull some stuff up.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
You see all this?
Yeah.
This is all stuff that I brought home from the office for content that I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
And so I am used to doing long form content. You explain this and you go through this list and da-da-da. And so Blake says to me, he's like, no, just one thing. I was like, yeah, but there are four. He's like, no, just one thing. I said, yeah, but if I'm going to talk about that, I got to go through. He's like, Daddy, one thing.
Okay.
All right. So he's harping on that. And I say that to say that sometimes we get stuck because we're trying to like in our minds, the things that we want to teach and we want to show people are like this structure, right? This intricate thing. But that's because we know a lot about whatever it is. Denise, you know a lot about teaching, right? Danita, you know a lot about billing. I know a lot about endocrinology. But the person who's not an endocrinologist, the person who's not a teacher, the person who's not in billing, the one thing that you're going to tell them is like gold.
True.
I mean, it's like, what? I didn't know that.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, that's pretty simple. It's like, well, what? But yeah, right. So for them, it's gold, and for us, sometimes because we're in it, it just seems like, oh yeah, nobody wants to hear about that, right? There's so many things that say, oh no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But that's because I'm in endocrinology all the time, and I think it's like, yeah, nobody wants to know that. That's obvious. Well, it's obvious to me because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But it's not obvious to other people. And so Denise, if you end up doing some of your educational content, right, it's not obvious to everybody. And Danita, your journaling is not obvious to everybody, right? So everybody has fear. Everybody wants change. Everybody wants peace. But sometimes people don't know how to go about getting that or thinking about it. And so now you show up in that space with a simple thought. And they're like, man, that's so simple. I didn't even think about it. Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that's our content creation. I like that. So, guys, it's a good place. If you are out there, if you're listening, Into the Woods, that's the show that we're on. And we would love for you to click the bell, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, share this with somebody. And there's, you guys heard me mention a lot of names on the show. People are out there, right? So if you're at home and you've got an idea, right? And I'm going to talk to some of our people, right? So when I say our people that we grew up with, and I've been seeing some of you on social media, and you're doing your thing. And I think sometimes when I see you, I'm like, man, this is a great idea. She should do this. And you're not even in the space, right? You're just doing your day job. And I'm thinking, oh, man, if she could, right? And I'm not, if I start calling names, I'm going to start getting in trouble, but you can do this, right? And that's what we're talking about. Just being able to find the thing that you do that you can share with people in just very simple ways. And you never know where that will take you. So awesome, right? So Into the Woods is where we are. So subscribe, like, and press the bell. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have topics that you'd like us to talk about, drop it into the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, put hashtag replay into the chat. And we're going to drop some of our social media information in there. Danita's, mine. Denise, are you on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I am.
You don't follow me. How come?
I don't. Well, okay.
Okay. Right. Well,
I'll get it. You'll get mine. Yeah.
We'll put some of that in the we'll put some of that in the show notes so that you guys will know how to reach us and find us individually where we are and the things that we are doing. But we're glad that you are here. Glad that you are here tonight. Don't let the dream that's in you just kind of be, don't let that go out. Don't let it be stagnant, right? There's no better time than right now for you to begin doing this, because the space is booming. It's blowing up. It's a time where you can put your foot in and you can really make a difference. And remember, the thing that's in you, as long as it's not coming out in some form, the people that are supposed to hear it, they can't hear it. Okay. And so Compton Ross, a friend of mine, is a pastor, and he preached a sermon. It says, "Don't die with my things. Don't die with my things." There are things that you have that I'm supposed to be getting. There are blessings I'm supposed to be getting from you. Don't die with them. Put them out there so that we can all begin to experience it. So anyway, so thanks, guys. This is Dwayne.
This is Denise.
This is Danita. Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you at our next show. Bye-bye.